Shalawam, shalawam. Welcome to the pop quiz. Let's get into it, man. Alright. Give brothers like a little bit of time to get up in here. Touch on it. Share the live out. Feel like this is a good time. Alright. People should be off work, whatever. Hey, stay thinking different. Pop quiz, alright, pop quiz. Alright, pop quiz. Everybody get in here, we will start. This is a pop quiz on the Bible, on things you should know. Pop quiz. Our winner last time was it was between Mr. AI Music and I believe JK. I'm gonna go check it out. Results of last pop quiz. Yep, it was Mr. AI Music and JK. Alright, so I'm gonna show the results of last pop quiz. As a matter of fact, we ain't even gonna use this. We're just gonna use the laptop. Okay. So, this was last time. As soon as everybody get in here, we'll begin. So I'm gonna give everybody like 4 more minutes and we'll begin. Matter of fact, where that Bible trivia book? Oh yeah. We'll go off that too. Cockamad. Alright, but Shalawam. Hey, facing the east. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the Great Millstone, also known as GMS. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Alright, it's your brother Yeramiah Kazak back with, this time it's a pop quiz, right? And it should be edifying because doing this, we go over questions and we explain the answers so that everybody can get a full understanding of the question, right? So you should not leave this unfed. You should leave this with more knowledge, regardless if you get the answer wrong or get it right. Man, answer the question, right? This is let's matter of fact, let's hit a couple scriptures on this. You got to lose that. And what it is pride. You have to lose that pride. You got to lose Edomite's vibration. Esau, the white man, always want to act like he know every fucking thing. He don't. All right? Look at him right now. The way that he moves is extremely wicked. Okay? So just the fact that he doesn't want to show himself to be vulnerable, Yahawah is making him vulnerable. He's making him bare. All right? So that pride, you have to lose that. And if you don't know an answer to the question, you know, at this pop quiz, you should just try. Regardless, nobody's judging you because you don't know the answer. We don't know all the answers. All right. So this is Proverbs 13:10. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. So why do we do these pop quizzes? All right, Shabbat Shalawam. Right? Why do we do these pop quizzes? Because it's to have you well advised, so you can be fed, so you can know more. It's gonna be questions that you will not know, right? But you know more after those questions. This is why the same way that you went to school and you took tests and you might have got something wrong. Then you have to go over it, you have to study it, you have to learn more. Okay, it's the same thing with the scriptures. You got to learn more. If you can go to Esau's dumbass school and you can participate and do all of that, but you can't do that here, yeah, you got issue, you know? So what we got on the screen is the individuals from last pop quiz with Mr. AI Music and JK being the winners or the tied. They tied for first. You know, everybody else did their best, you know. But Mr. AI Music and JK, which I'm waiting on them to get up in here. They probably busy or something, but try to give them like 4 more minutes. All right. Now, if you want to participate this time, then, you know, I'm gonna ask in 4 minutes. So right now it's 4:06. At 4:10, we gonna start, and then I'll write everybody's names up that's participating, and we'll get into it, right? But in the meantime, let's get back to pride. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. So you don't want to. If you're being prideful, you're going to be destroyed. Esau is the most prideful. He's the most lifted up in that sense. He lifts himself up. So he should be brought down. He should be abased. Right? Let's get what a haughty spirit is. Height, exaltation, grandeur, haughtiness. And Strong's definition says elation, grandeur, arrogance, excellency, haughty, height, high, loftiness, or pride, just period. So it's synonymous. They're the same word, right? So you don't want to be haughty. The appearance or quality of being arrogantly superior and disdainful. I'm watching this show now called The Boys, right, which brother's been talking about. And this dude, Homelander, man, the leader of these superheroes, which they're not superheroes because they're actually villains, because they're wicked. But he's the leader of them, and the dude is like super evil and prideful and haughty, and he thinks he's better than everybody else just because he got, you know, these powers and things of that nature. And you had one of their, well, I'm kind of spoiling the show, so I'm going to shut up. But he's not invincible. All right? This is the thing. And this is what, because he represents Esau in the show. And this is what Esau is about to see, that they can be touched, that their kingdom can fall. Right? So that pride goeth before destruction. That destruction comes after that pride. If you don't turn back from that pride, right? Hey, Shalawam Kananaya. In 2 minutes, we're going to start the pop quiz. All right, so in 2 minutes, I will ask who wants to participate. So, you know, we're trying to give brothers and sisters some time to come in. Maybe I picked a bad time. I don't know. What's up, Kakuma? Shalawam, bro. In 2 minutes, we're going to start the pop quiz. Actually, 1 minute now. And Yahawah, this will not be longer than an hour. I don't plan on it being longer than an hour, so we should be done at 5 o'clock, 5:10, 5:20, right? My time, 8:10, 8:20 Eastern time, and whatever other time zone you in, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to start in 1 minute. So back to Proverbs. And let's get verse 19, because this is how you should be. And this is what these lessons, this is what this whole experience is teaching you. Verse 19. Let me come back. Better is it to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. Do you want to get it right now? With the proud, with the prideful? You want to have it right now? Temporary joy, temporary happiness. All right? Or you want to have a humble spirit with the lowly and be amongst the poor and the meek. Right? That should be a simple answer. So you want to make it later on. If you make it now, you truly don't make it. Right? If you make it now, you truly don't make it. This is temporary. I want it to be forever. I want that everlasting body. Not that body that was invincible for 20 minutes. Right? I don't want I want that everlasting. Right? So keep that in mind. But pride deters you from that. All right, it's 4:10. So if you participating in the pop quiz, just put a 1 in the chat. If you participating in the pop quiz. Stay Thinking Different said I'm in. All right. Got you. Delete people that's not here. Who else? Nashar, you say you want to participate. Okay, got you, bro. Kinda Nana, you in? Kakuma, you supposed to be asking the questions. All right, Kakuma, say one. Okay. Who else? That's it. Kinda Nana, you not participating? Ayash, you not participating? Kashik, you be in the lives all the time. Sister Cupcake. Y'all not participating? Oh, I can't. One, gotta get my hair wrapped together. Okay, okay, so that's a yeah. Let's say I move you up there. Well, actually, I moved since the brother in transit. Take him out. Mr. AI, you participating out in the pop quiz? Oh, doing your chores. Oh, that man on the farm scooping poop, man. Let me stop. That man got a massive farm, yo. All right, Con. So get everybody else out. Do. I'm gonna move the brother up here. All right, so 4. Then there was 4. All right. Okay. Let me see. Do we need a timer? I guess we get a timer. Let's get 1 minute timer. Give me something cool, man. Give me something cool. I like this. It's relaxing. Alright, cool. Alright, we got a timer. 1 minute. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Nobody else. Going once, going twice. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Yash, you sure? You ain't participating? Alright, nope. Going once, going twice. Nope. Alright. Kashik, nope. Alright, let's go. So, first question. Right? What's the remnant comprised of? Oh, he said, yeah? Okay. All right, let me put you in. All right, hold up. 5. Okay, the first question is, what is the remnant comprised of? You got 3 answers. 15 seconds left. 3 answers on the board. Chook. All right. Everybody got the answer right. Everybody that answered. If you didn't answer, and you get no points. So, my bad. Jump. 1 and 1 and 1. Alright. I'm sorry, Nashar. You answered too late, bro. You answered too late. You answered after the 1 minute. I'm gonna have to be strict today, man. You know. But that's a good answer though. Right? That was the proper answer. But you know, it was too late. Just the answer would be the 144,000 and the 1/3. Now, let's go to Revelations, the 7th chapter to show that, right? The 144,000, right? This is known as the remnant. Now, as you can see, it would be 12,000 from each tribe. Boom, 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 going through it. And then that 1/3 would be right here. After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues. And these are what? Israelites from all these different nations. Okay, this is not talking about heathens or nothing like that. Stood before the throne and before the Lamb, before the throne and before the Lamb, before Yahawashi, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So purified, clean, everlasting bodies. This is what it's talking about. So that's the remnant. This is all known as the remnant. Right? A remnant. Let's get that word, remnant. And it means a small remaining quantity of something. A piece of cloth. Nah, that's not it. But that's basically it. Or a surviving trace. A surviving trace. Right? So that's what the remnant is. 144,000 and 1/3. All right? Calling on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. No other name. They're going to be calling on the correct name. So for you individuals out there that say that the names don't matter, you've never read the scriptures. You read them and you err in not knowing the scriptures. Okay? You can't have one brother calling on Yahuwah and one brother calling on Yahawah and think that y'all going to join hands together. How do we know that? Let's go to Zephaniah 3 and 9. And it reads, "For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahawah, to serve him with one consent, all joined in unison." So the remnant, 144,000, which are men, right? And then the 1/3, the men, women, and children. So it will be what? 144,000, their wives, their kids, and friends that helped them, that dealt with them, brothers that just watched, that wasn't, that didn't hit the streets, that didn't hit the corners, but they really believed and they did their works in a sense of they might do lessons, all right? They might support lessons with precepts. They might share the lessons. They might donate. They might do, they helping in their type of way, all right? They're not just sitting on their ass knowing they Israelites and not telling anybody about it. They telling their family. They're moving and they're steering their family in the correct way. So therefore, they will be a part of the 1/3, right? So that's the remnant. All right. So after that, I'm gonna get in the short end. I'm gonna give you that, bro. I'm gonna give you that. Cause he went and put everything. He put King David. He put the 12 disciples. The 12 apostles. So I'm gonna give you that. All right. So next one. Let's go to the next question. Off the top. You don't want to touch reincarnation. That'd be easy. Okay. This one. And this could be open book right here for this one. All right. You're going to have a minute. Give me the Hebrew word for serpent. All right, cool. We there. What y'all got? Nakash. Yep, so we got one. Let's put them in as we look at them. Kakama got it right. 2. All right, stay thinking you're different. You got it right. You spelled it incorrectly, but I'll give it to you. All right, you got it right. Who else? Sister Cupcake got it right. So 1. She's on the board. All right. Ayash, you didn't hear the question? I don't know why. Everybody else heard the question but you. So, I can't even say nothing about that. I said the question. I'm going to speak loud, though. I'm going to speak louder from now on. All right. Okay. Byron Ben Yah. Wow, you got a question for us? You said, what's his new name? So all your names may be off. What's his new? Okay, come up here, Byron. Why do you follow me, man, if you're contentious? All right? No, you know what? don't interrupt this, bro. All right, we in here having a brotherly, fellowship, and you coming in here with contention, because that's how you niggas are. All right, you off, bro, and we told you that you off before. You're off. How many times we got to tell you that? You are off. You have a contentious spirit. You don't believe what the scriptures say, right? So look, man, I'm trying to tell you, like, just chill out. Just chill out, bro. Okay? Just chill out. Hey, if he get to acting up, take him out. But for now, he could stay in and actually maybe get edification. All right, so 3 people got that right. Stay Thinking Different, Kakama, and Cupcake. Hey, y'all. Okay, so next question. Next question. I didn't call you out. How did I call you out? Did I say his name, y'all? Did I say anything about him? When did I call you out? What is he talking about? What in the world? Bro, we ain't here having a pop quiz. Nobody said anything about you, Byron. It was a few days ago. Yeah, a few days ago when you came up in my live and we dealt with you. And after that encounter, what happened? We let you go because you told us that your brother Tev calls on the name of Yahuwah and you call on the name of Yahawah, but y'all teach the same. But you don't understand Amos 3:3. All right? So look, I'm going to have to mute you up because you're interrupting the lesson. Now, next question is, how many characters is in the Hebrew alphabet? How many characters is in the Hebrew alphabet? Oh, to the side, you playing? Let me add you, bro. All right, everybody answered. Everybody answered. Everybody got it right. Right? But that shows you, if Byron's still in here, that shows you that they understand ain't no E in the Hebrew alphabet. But Byron left. Right? Because he's not in here sincerely. He's in here because of a few days ago, I believe it was me and Kakama or me and Kawam dealt with the individual. And he's still holding on to that from a few days ago, from that encounter, right? But I remember what happened at the end of that live where he was dealing with us. He ended up calling us BITCHs and this and that, and we started laughing because we was like, look at the demon coming out, you know? Yeah, but everybody got that right. But that's the spirit, and these other Israelites, man, they move in a Christian spirit, man. A holding grudge type spirit. All right? So let's keep it going. All right, this should be an easy one. If this should be an easy one. Write the Shema in the comment board. right, nobody. Okay. Wait. Somebody got it? Shema, Yasharahla, Alahayanawa, Yahawah, Akad. Shema, Yasharahla, Yahawah Nawa. Oh, what? Hold up. Shema, Yasharahla, Yahawashi. Kakuma. That ain't it. That ain't it. It's Shema, Yasharahla, Alahayanawa, Yahawah, Akad. Khan. So, Nashar. Okay. We give you that, Kakuma. We give you that. Nashar and Kakuma is the ones that got it. All right. Everybody else, let's go to and really Kakuma the only one got it right. But I'll give it to Nashar because he got it close. Because I said it incorrectly. It's Shema, Yasharahla, Yahawah, Alahayanawa, Yahawah, Akad. Right? But yeah, it's a verse. What is it? Let's go. It's bless me. Dang, what is the verse? It's Numbers, because we do it during the Passover. The water, Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Let's get it. That's what the brotherhood is there for. Here, O Yasharahla, Yahawah, our power is one Lord. Right? So that's it right there. And it's just a simple prayer. All right, let me see. All right, now, Nashar, it's all good. You got it out. You got it. All right, that one might have been a little too... I mean, that's something we should all know, most definitely, but let's keep it going. All right, so next question is, at what age did Yahawashi start his ministry? At what age did Yahawashi start his ministry? Oh, shit, I didn't even start the video. Wait, my bad. All right, let's see what y'all saying. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. 30. Hey. And the answer would be 30. Right? It would be 30. Now, he started preaching at 12. Okay? But if y'all listen to Yasharahla's lesson a couple weeks ago, you know, you don't really start your ministry. You can't really start your ministry right there. Right? I'm going to get that for you. Luke 3:23. And Yahawashi himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. All right? 30 years of age. So this is when he really started his ministry. Right? That's inquisitive at 12, but his public ministry began when he was 30, and he taught till he was 33. So 3 years. 3 represents understanding. NLT, I'll get it for you. Yahawashi was about 30 years old when he began his public ministry. Yahawashi was, hey, that's beautiful. Yahawashi was known as the son of Joseph. Joseph was the son of Heli. So 30 years. And the brother Tassad was the only one to get that. All right, so 2. And the cough, you playing, so we'll put you in. Who else? I saw somebody else answer. Nobody, you playing, so we'll put you in there too. All right. So yeah, 30. Now, next question, right? This goes back to Yasharahla's lesson, if you was paying attention. At what age can you retire from the ministry? At what age can you retire from the ministry? Y'all funny, yo. I'm cracking myself up. Alright, everybody that said never is correct. Yeah, you never retire. You know, that was a trick question to the sister Cupcake. It was a trick question. No age, blood in, blood out. Right? We this is our thing forever. Right? Even in the kingdom, we'll be teaching. You know, we won't teach our brothers and sisters no more, but we'll teach. We'll teach the heathen. So who all put never? Now the next question, y'all should already know where I'm going with it. All right, Nakaf, nobody, Ayash. Who else? Nashar. Is that a trick question? No, Cupcake. Yep, she got it right. 3. And who else? Tassad and Kakama. We gotta leave y'all right there. Y'all ain't get it. All right. Yeah, you coming back as a prophet. Perfect. Okay. Now, next question would be, at what age are you considered an elder? At what age are you considered an elder? $33? What the hell? Alright, some of y'all just throwing up answers, man. Y'all just shooting in the dark. The answer is 50. 50. At 50, you are considered an elder. Right? At 50. Let me see this. Okay. Yeah, Yahawashi was not considered an elder at 33 or at 38 or at 42 or 45 or none of that. Yahawashi was not an elder. Right? Yeah, Elder Apostle Tahar is above. Yes, he's an elder. They're the elders. Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Tahar, they're over 50. They're elders. The question was, at what age are you considered an elder? And the answer would be 50. Or really with 20 years of service. So from 30 to 50 is the scale of it. From 30 to 50. But as you can see, we call certain individuals that's not at 50, we call them elders. Right? Yeah. The brother, he telling you. Elder Apostle Tahar started, he's been in this thing well over 40 years. He only needed 20 years of service to be considered an elder. But he's been in this thing well over 40 years. Right? I believe he's on year 41 now. So the answer would be 50. The people that got it right is Ayash and Nakaf. Ayash and Nakaf. 4 and Nakaf 2. All right, so who's in the lead right now is Kakama and Ayash. All right, next question. Next question. What tribe was Yahawashi's mother from? What tribe was Mary, Yahawashi's mother's from? Booyah. All right, everybody got it right but Cupcake. Okay? Judah. Yahawah. Right? Yahawah. Okay? Mary's tribe is a subject of theological debate, which is not. When I do the little when I do the little dang, I don't forgot, man, my head tripping. But when I do the bloodlines, right, I show you that Mary and Joseph both come from the tribe of Judah. Now, it does not matter that Mary comes from the tribe of Judah, okay? But she does come from the tribe of Judah, right? Through her father, right? And of course, it's through her father. All right, so let me put everybody in there. Make sure I got everybody right. Nobody got it right. 1. All right, Salakia. 2. Nakaf got it right. 3. Tasad. Did Tasad answer? Yeah, Tasad, Nashar. Everybody. I think everybody answered this up. Yep. 3. 5. 4. 5. 5. All right. Actually, Nashar is at I don't know. Man, my scorekeeping is terrible. I ain't gonna lie. What's going on? What did he say? I missed him. Yeah, genealogy. The water, genealogy. What was K2 talking about? Nothing. Forget it. It don't even matter. All right, let's keep it going. Cause if they ain't got no home training, man, they need to go back to their parents' house, right? Give me. I'd be like annoying. Let me see. I'm trying to make it where it's like one word answers, easy for y'all to just answer. But like still kind of hard. Let me see. Oh, okay, I got one. What does the tribe of Asher, what does that name mean? What does Asher mean? All right, that was an easy one, man. I thought everybody would have got that. All right, Nashar got it right, Tasai got it right, and Cupcake got it right. 4, 6, 4. Asher means happy or blessed. Happy or blessed. All right, Asher is the people of Salakia. All right, Colombians to Uruguayans. Also mixed in there in Brazil. You have a lot of Asher. You have a lot of Judah in Brazil, right? Oh, next question. That's easy. Jumping off of that. Who colonized Brazil? What nation of what, not biblical term, but what country colonized Brazil? All right. Almost everybody got it right. Nashar got it right. Stay Thinking Different. Cupcake. Nakaf. Ayash. But Tassad, you would have got it right, but you put Spain. Spain did not touch Brazil. So I'm going over like a whole little documentary, and it was a line drawn, which it basically said that Portugal could colonize everything on the right side of this line, and Spain could have everything on the left side. So Spain, they didn't really know about Central America and all of that. But they knew about the colonies. They knew about the islands when they first started coming over here through Cristobal Colon. So they thought, they was like, okay, you can have all them islands. They didn't know all about all that other stuff. So Portugal, when they finally touched a piece of Brazil and they realized how big it was like, yo, we stumbled upon something massive, So Portugal was really dead bent on colonizing Africa, because it was on the right side of their line, right? But yeah, Portugal colonized Brazil. That's why people there speak Portuguese and everybody else in South America speaks Spanish. That goes back to who got the rights to colonize it. They had to go to the Pope to get those rights to colonize what they wanted to do, Stay Thinking Different, got it right. Make sure. Yash got it. Let me see. Yash got it right. It's annoying putting these down sometimes, man. The cough got it right. I need like one of those little number things. All right, Cupcake got it right. The shark got it right. All right, I think I got everybody. Yeah, I got everybody. You said, why do Hebrew Israelites go based on your father when Bible says you are Jew only if your mom was? Okay, can you provide a scripture? Can you provide a scripture that says that? You got to provide a scripture, brother. Leave him alone. Y'all, man. You came in here, with no scripture-based content. It looks like he left already, so, he just keep it moving. Deuteronomy 7, 3-4. Is it just interpretation issue? All right, let's pull it up for you, because, we here, and we go straight off the Bible, so we here to help you. So you said Deuteronomy 7, 3-4. And this reads, you must not intermarry with them. Do not let your daughters and sons marry their sons and daughters, for they will lead your children away from me to worship other gods. Then the anger of Yahawah will burn against you and he will quickly destroy you. Now, do you understand the context of this? This is not saying anything about a mother being deciding who you are. This is saying we cannot marry these nations. You got to start at the top. All of these nations are Canaanites. Okay? When Yahawah your power bring you into the land, we was going into the land of Canaan. You are about to enter and occupy. He will clear away many nations ahead of you. The Hittites, these are Canaanites, Girgashites, Canaanites, Amorites, Canaanites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, Canaanites, and Jebusites, Canaanites. All right? They all descend from Canaan. All right? Regardless being his, of his lineage, his descendants. These 7 nations are greater and more numerous than you. When Yahawah your power hands these nations over to you and you conquer them, you must completely destroy them, make no treaties with them, and show them no mercy. So this is why you cannot let your sons marry them or your daughters marry them. Because if your daughter marries a Canaanite, then guess what? That baby, according to Numbers 1 and 2, Numbers 1 and 18, Numbers 17, that baby is a Canaanite. Right, So you have to understand, according to the scriptures, right? I don't. It's not no interpretation. Well, it is an interpretation issue on your part, right? You know, that's just, and that's why I said earlier to the moderators, don't just kick somebody because they may actually have, you know, they may not actually understand the scripture, right? So let's go to Numbers 1 and 2. Oh, I'm still in the NLT. I like how they read though. But this is Numbers 1 and 2. Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their poles. You know, so you are what your father is, right? That's like, I got a garden outside. I got a watermelon growing. You know, and those seeds, right? They're going, when I plant them, replant them, they're gonna bring up more watermelon. Those watermelon seeds will never bring up oranges. You know what I'm saying? If I plant my seed in a woman, it's only gonna bring out tribe of Judah. It's only gonna bring out what I am, because that's my seed. You know what I'm saying? You said, I've been trying to unlearn things the ish teach. Went down the rabbit hole and don't think they are the real. Yeah, kind. Yeah, you got to unlearn because they go off the mother, which is incorrect. They go off the mother. So you got to understand, look at the scriptures. You look at the scriptures and forget and stop looking at man. Look at what the scriptures say. Okay, go to Matthew 1st chapter. The book of the generation of Yahawashi HaMashiach, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham begat Isaac. Isaac begat Jacob. Jacob begat Judah, and his brethren. Now, in this context, where do you see the mothers? The mother, the wife, does not count. Okay? Yeah, you come up, bro. The mother does not count. All right? Hey,
Hey,
Shalawam. Bahasham, Yasharahla.
yeah, if I may, just to add on that, for those who don't understand why the people over there in the Holy Land today base their lineage off the matriarchal rather than the patriarchal, is because it actually goes back to the history of what happened with Herod the Great and when he married Miriam from the Hasmonean dynasty. And essentially what happened was the Edomites during that time, they took on the lineage by intermarrying with the actual Jews at that time, which they weren't the real Jews. And so Herod, he thought that by him marrying a Jewess, which would have been an Israelite woman, and him having seed by her, that will help them to be of that royal descent. And when you read the scriptures tells you that's not how that happens, right? And so what happened over a process of time after the fall of the temple in 66 to 70 AD, these same families, all right, they actually took on that identity through intermarrying. But the scriptures tells you, I am, when you follow the history, when the Israelites came into the land. If you can go back to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, real quick, Uramia, and read, I think, start at verse 5 all the way down to verse 7.
But this shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with the fire.
Stop right there. So be a verse before that in verse 4. Read that real quick. Verse 4.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other powers. So will the anger of Yahawah be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Right. So what you got to understand in secular history, we were never meant to deal with the Canaanite nations because they were a perverse nation and they were cursed from the beginning. When you get Genesis, the 9th chapter, Ham's son Canaan will be cursed. So what essentially happened was the Lord said, look, I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Don't make no marriage contracts with these nations, because if you do, You being mingled amongst them, you're going to learn of their ways, and then you're going to worship and fall victim to their gods and their idols, right? So he said, look, if you do, though, however, decide to deal with them, right? Now go to Deuteronomy, the 21st chapter real quick, and we'll show you the law on how to deal with a woman of another nation.
Verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahawah thy power hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and have a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and par her nails, and she shall put the remnant of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, but thou shalt not tell her at all for money. Salakia, thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her.
Yep. So essentially in the law, if you can understand, when we went into the land of Canaan, just like to sum it up for you today in 2025, right? Let's say you meet a woman, right? You meet her family. And let's say you go back to the old tradition where you ask her fathers to take her hand in marriage. Now, essentially what will happen is the father will give you the blessing. You will make that contract and an agreement to take his daughter. The families come together. The Heavenly Father didn't want that, because what happens, if you meet a woman and let's say you don't know anything about her religion or whatever, 9 times out of 10, you being a man, once you get with her, us men, what do? We love our women. And so much so we start simping after her ways. And then what her family does in the way they celebrate and host things, you fall victim to it. That's essentially what happened to the Israelites. When they started taking on the women of the other cultures, they fell victim to worshiping their idols and their gods. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord knew that was going to happen. That's why he said, look, if you decide to deal with them, the first thing you must do is you got to tear down their groves. You got to tear down their altars and put away their gods. And when you go in to take them, when you take down a nation, you have to bring them under your subjective. They have to go through the ritual of paring their nails, paring their hairs and stuff like that, right? And you have to allow for them to bemoan and wail their parents because they lost their parents in the takeover when you took down their nation. And then afterwards, you can go in unto her, meaning to seal and consummate the marriage. And she now becomes under your authority, which means she has to come under your religion. That's what happened. And so when you deal with secular history during the ancient Roman Empire, all of that got reversed because the Jews at that time, under the Hasmonean dynasty, they started marrying into the other nation, which was the Edomite nation, the Herodian dynasty. And so that's essentially where they started this whole matriarchal society, because Herod was responsible for taking on a woman of the Jews. And when he married her, he said that his lineage through the sons that he had with her, they were now Jews, and that's incorrect. And essentially, it goes against Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter, where it talks about an illegitimate child. Now, to prove that, if you can go to, we'll end it on here so you can get back to your lesson, bro. Salakia for taking up your time. If you can go to Leviticus, the 24th chapter, so can get a better understanding. Leviticus, the 24th chapter, dealing with the Israelitess woman. I think it's around the 11th verse.
Verse 10. And the son of an Israelitess woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and this son of the Israelitess woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitess woman's son blasphemed the name of Yahawah and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shelamith, the daughter of Debri of the tribe of Dan. Mm-hmm. And they put him inward, that the mind of Yahawah might be showed them. And Yahawah spake unto Moses, saying, bring forth him that have cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And thou shalt, you want more?
Yeah, that last bit there. Yeah.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, whosoever curseth his power shall bear his sin.
Right. So I am the context of why I asked the brother to bring out that scripture is because when you had the mixed multitude, which were Egyptians and other nations that followed the Israelites when they were exodus out of Egypt, basically the Egyptians, they were known in times past that when some things didn't go their way, they would have a tendency to curse their gods whom they worship. They had a tendency to curse their idols. And so in this case, you had a Danite, a woman from the tribe of Dan, an Israelite woman who actually married a heathen man, which goes against our customs as Israelites, because our Israelite women, they're not supposed to marry men of the other nations. And essentially what happened was she had a son by the Egyptian man, and that son will be classified under the law as a bastard child. And so what happened was when he got into a fight with another Israelite man, it tells you that that Egyptian son, right, who was born of that Israelitish woman, he blasphemed the name of the Father. This is why when Moses was given the 10 Commandments, you'll notice in the law itself, in the 10 Commandments, it talks about you should not take the Lord's name in vain. That's where that law stemmed from, because when the heathens were, following the Israelites out of when they were being exodus, all of those heathens, they died in the wilderness. So the Lord had to put laws to say, okay, listen, this is how you want to deal with this moving forward. Anybody in the camp of Israel that blasphemes their power, okay, you're going to be dealt with. Don't do like the other nations, because you've been around the other nations for so long, and I'm bringing you up from amongst them. Don't be like them, right? So the difference is, to sum it up, when you deal with men of Israel, the men of Israel, they can deal with women of the other nations. It's just that, as we read in the law, if they were to deal with the woman of the other nation, she can no longer, but she can be nothing more than a concubine, which is a second wife. It's a lesser wife, meaning she doesn't have the privileges of a first wife through marriageable contract between the families. You understand? So I'll give you an example. Let's say you are an Italian and your mother and father are in the Italian background, and they want you to marry an Italian woman. Okay, that's all good. But let's say you go out and you meet let's say you meet a woman of France, you meet a French woman, right? Now, your parents may disagree with you marrying her, because when you marry her, that means you also have to marry into her family, which can cause you to go off, right? Because her family may have different practices than your family. So what you will have to do is, if you like that French woman, the only thing you can do with her is, instead of marrying her, you have to consider her a concubine. Now, a concubine means that you bring her into your home, okay? But she is under your first wife, who's Italian. She's under her rule. And she has to do everything in your house by cleaning, cooking, helping out with the children, whatever. And she's also like your playtoy, because she indeed is your concubine. She's your pavovor, your lover, right? The only stipulation with that is, she can't deal with no other man. You see what I'm saying? But you don't have no contractual ties with her family. She's just a concubine of yours. So that's how it was in the ancient world, right? Now, imagine if you brought that sort of customs in today's world, right? People who are brought up in the West, they'll lose their damn minds because they're not accustomed to things like that. But I tell you something, if those laws were implemented today, that'll stop a lot of adultery happening. That'll stop a lot of sexual transmitted diseases happening, because women wouldn't be getting passed around as much as they are. You see what I mean? So this is why people have negative things to say about Hebrew Israelites, because when we teach it and break it down exactly like this, as we broke it down to you, they're not understanding it because they're viewing it in a Western mindset. Everything that we just explained to you goes back to the Eastern mindset. That's why when you go over to countries like Qatar, Jordan, and stuff like that, a lot of what we just broken down to you, they still practice those sort of customs over there. That's why they don't have problems like we have over here in the West, you know? So hopefully you got that understanding, brother. And the water Yarami, I'm going to drop back down so you can get back into your questions.
Hey, the water, bro. That was beautiful. Shalawam. Right, beautiful breakdown right there, man. And like I said, this live will end around 5:10, 5:20. So we're going to get one more question, and we're going to wrap it up, man. You know, the water for everybody coming through and building and learning something new. Hopefully, every time you come through the live, you learn something new about our culture, about our heritage, about our people, and about what's about to take place on this earth. All right? So, last question. I'm already laughing. What does ICBM stand for? What does ICBM stand for? Man. Can we get some on the screen? What does ICBM stand for? The end of Esau's rulership. Yeah. All right, everybody got that one, man. All right, everybody got that one. Everybody that answered, you know. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video too, just to bring more edification on it. But the winners today is Brother Ayash and Brother Nashar. Right? They was the first ones to get the 7. All right, Cupcake got 6, Kakama got 6, Stay Thinking Different got 6, Tasai got 5, Nakov got 5, and nobody got 3. Right, so Ayash and Nashar. Great Q&A, man. You know, great Q&A. All right, so yeah, ability to travel from what? Enter, like intermingle, intertwine, you know, it's to connect. So let's play a little bit of this video. It's right here. Nah. Vladimir. All right, let's play a little bit of this. And I hit a couple scriptures and we'll get up out of here.
Nuclear war would forever split human history into anything that happened before and the post-war apocalypse. In the worst case, mass fires consume everything within tens of thousands of square kilometers, killing hundreds of millions within hours. But the worst part comes after that. Nuclear war could trigger a nuclear winter that might kill billions, maybe even completely collapsing our civilization. How does it work, and what will it look like? Fire causes winter. When a nuclear weapon is detonated, a bubble of gas hotter than the sun is forced into existence, so hot that everything within kilometers immediately begins to burn. The terror bubble expands rapidly, filling the sky over its target, creating a devastating shockwave that causes most of the immediate destruction. Basically, you break a lot of stuff and set it on fire. And in the worst case, this turns into a firestorm that consumes everything and everyone on the ground. Right after the explosion, a gigantic mushroom cloud rises over the destruction like a demon throning over its perverse work. But in the following hours, a far more deadly cloud forms. The fire burning cities, forests, or fields heats up so much air that it creates its own microclimate and wind system. Hot air and hot smoke rise, pulling in fresh air from the surroundings and fresh oxygen, stoking the flames even more. This creates an updraft and forms a colossal pyrocumulonimbus cloud that carries the soot and aerosols from the flames high into the stratosphere. Under normal conditions, the soot rising from a big fire is quickly washed out by rain. But a pyrocumulonimbus cloud can reach altitudes well above the height where rain clouds form. Once above the tropopause, there's simply no weather to remove soot from the atmosphere, so it can stay aloft for years. If this happens to a single city, it's a tragedy, but a fairly local one. But in a full-scale nuclear war, warring nations following the cold logic of mutually assured destruction could use hundreds or even thousands of nuclear weapons all at once, creating hundreds of firestorms, sending up to 150 million tons of soot, a cube the size of a skyscraper, directly into the stratosphere. In the next few days and weeks, the soot begins to blanket the Earth at high altitudes, absorbing light high above the ground and preventing sunlight from reaching the surface. This is...
Look at that. Hold up. Let's go back to that. And Shalawam, bro. Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak. Alright? This is why the elders would say the wilderness, right, will be either in Africa or South America, possibly Australia, wherever that's not going to get hit with nukes. Okay? Because of the effects of everything that's going to take place. And understand, we going to be what? First, we going to be in that we're going to have to be in that, let's go to Revelations 15 real quick. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass. Well, start at 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of power. With that final plague being this, the ICBM missiles hitting this place. The northern hemisphere will be over, right? Now, where are we going to, we eventually going to inhabit our land of Israel, right? And multiple other places, most definitely. We will rule over all this. So, however Yahawah wants to cleanse it, he will cleanse it. Now, understand this. Time is not really a factor to us at this point when all this is happening. You got an everlasting body. So, if it takes nukes a decade or 2 decades or 3 decades to clear up, that doesn't matter to us. Right? That does not matter. Because we living forever. So what is time? So verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, over these Edomites, over their wicked system, and over his image, right, his ways, his likeness, and over his mark, the charagma, right, that RFID hip, and over the number of his name, the system, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of power, singing that song. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of power, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Yahawah power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Right? The brother said, am I safe in Australia? Hey, what's up, Kago with Shalawam?
Are you done?
Dang, am I done or finished? I guess so, Birdman. You got it, Birdman. You got it, Birdman.
I was gonna say something. I just want to make sure you're done though.
Nah, you got it. Huh?
All right, man. So just a reminder, man. I saw that Jake Jordan boy. He's up to his old ways again.
Man, stop lying.
Yeah, he was in some bras live, and I guess he was trying to minister to him, bro. But by the time I got in there, they had dropped him down.
Alright, I unfollowed him. I'm gonna let him be, man. I'm done.
Yeah,
that's a headache.
They still up doing his own thing, bro.
Yeah, man. He say he listen to the elders, man. I guess the elders are saying do that now, man. Hell nah. Yeah, but anyway, and I was live earlier today and right now, but I ain't see him never in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was really rooting for Jake, boy, but he just ain't got it.
That's empty words, because he said, yeah, I'm taking a rebuke, man. I'm going to really listen to y'all.
You just don't be understanding, man. People see you, bro. And while we on it, man, stay thinking different, man. I'm proud of you, Jake, boy. You been studying, man. Got you some 6 points and all that, bro. Proud of that.
Yeah, he came hard today. He came hard. Yep. Let's get that Isaiah 26 and 20. From the brother Matazaba, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors. About thee hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. That's what we talking about. We're going to have to hide in those chambers, man. Those chambers are the chariots. So we're going to have to hide in the chariots, the shadow of thy wings, with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's the only way you're going to be safe. As you can see, everything is being destroyed, man. You know? Now, America is going to get it what? Far worse than anything, because the amount of nukes that's going to hit it, right? Not to say that nukes will not hit Russia, because they will. Nukes will not hit China. Yes, they will. Nukes will not hit the UK. Yes, they will. All right? It's going to be a nuke party, man. Everybody sending nukes like gifts. That's what's going to take place. But keep in mind that everybody on the planet at this point in time will hate the whore. Even her allies will hate her. Okay, so the UK will send everything they got at America. Russia sending everything they got. China, everything they got. India, Pakistan, everything they got. They're going to hate the whore. And they're going to eat her flesh, according to Revelations, the 17th chapter. You know?
Yeah. Now this is Isaiah 32:2. If for these women, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock of a weary land. So, you women that choose that bear gonna get burned up with you.
God. Yeah, they choosing a bear with a man. It's crazy.
You can choose that bear all you want to. You get burned up with him.
Yep. But yeah, that's it, man. So, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we could coast out on this.
Preventing sunlight from reaching the surface. This is not like science fiction where the sky turns dark and the sun disappears. Winter is what happens when just a little less sunlight hits the ground, and now suddenly a lot less sunlight gets through. Yesterday, the world was normal. Today, nuclear winter begins. Winter causes hunger. How bad nuclear winter would be is still an active area of research. It all hinges on one thing: how much stuff will burn really hot. How many firestorms will be caused by the heat of the explosions? This depends on many factors, from the materials a city is made of, to the time of the year, if a forest is nearby, and so on. So just keep in mind, we're working with some assumptions. Here's the good news.
But we not working with assumptions. We working with prophecies. We working with scriptures, right? Now let's actually go into a little bit, which I'm saying I'm about to wrap it up, but just a little bit touching on how that body is going to be. But let's get Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahawah, and they shall fish them. That's what we're doing right now. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. This is speaking of bunkers. That's all a bunker is. It's a hole in a rock. They have facilities under Mount Weather, Mount Shasta, Mount, a lot of these mountains across the U.S. They have carved out and built facilities in there. All right, actually, that's that would be a beautiful lesson to go into, right? On their little underground cities, which they've actually exposed and showed us about, right? So these are those mountains, those holes in the rocks, those caves, which we will be able to go into, which they want to live in during this nuclear winter. All right, they're gonna try to survive in these lands, which like we talked about the other day, you got bunker busters that will come into these lands and explode, and they'll unalive in there. Now, if they just so happen to, let's say a nuke hit England, right, and or close to Sweden, and Oprah's bunker in Switzerland or whatever, and she feels the impact, but she doesn't unalive. We coming to finish the job. We coming to pull these individuals out of these bunkers. So understanding that spiritual, that new body, that everlasting body, it will be able to endure these elements, right? We'll be able to endure these elements. The radiation will not unalive us. This is what we're talking about, man. We won't need no suits. No, we won't have to get no damn hazard suits. Hey, make sure you get your hazard suit on the left side of the chariot. Yeah, they handing them out back there. You got King David and John. They out there handing hazard suits out. No, we're going to be able to fly, having powers. We'll be able to leave the chariot and come, boom, what's good? No hazard suits, no nothing. Bullets will not hurt us, nothing like that. But this is what our brothers and sisters don't understand. You got it, Ak.
If you can, grab Revelation 1:14 and 15 for me, please.
Revelations 1:14 and 15. Yahawashi?
Yeah.
His head and his hairs were white, like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
I get that scripture where it says we will meet him in the air, please.
Oh, I got you. This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and start at 16. For Yahawashi himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of power, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, the chariots, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Okay. This is 1 John 3 and 2. It says, Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. For we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath his hope in him purify himself, even as he is pure. Now go ahead and get Revelations like it. 7 and 9 for me, please.
That's the spirit, because I would have got that. And this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Yeah, so this is 2 Esdras 2, and starting at verse 42, it says, I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, Mount Zion being that chariot, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of power. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Power, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
That's it.
I mean, I'll just finish it out. Said, Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen.
So understanding that's crowning day, right? That's brothers getting their crowns, you know. And the brother GMS Gravity had a dream about that, beautiful dream. And brothers was getting their crowns custom made, just how you like it. You couldn't have dreamed any better thing. You couldn't have designed anything better. It's like Yahawashi knows you. As a husband knows his wife. That's what it is. He knows us 100%. He created us, man. He knows exactly what we like. Doesn't the scripture say he going to give you all your desires? The desires of your heart? So he's going to give you whatever you would have imagined and better than that. You know, he already know I want some amethyst on my crown. He already know. I don't have to worry about that. This is Joel 2:32 from the brother Matazabak. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahawah shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahawah have said, and in the remnant whom Yahawah shall call. Going back to, that's the first question we asked. Who is the remnant? So that 144,000, and then that 1/3, as the brother brought out in Revelation 7 and 9. So that's major. Now think about this. We are mad right now, right? We hate this place. We want Esau to go. So what better reward than you getting a crown and being sent back down here to kick ass? All right? To come through the clouds with Yahawashi to kick ass. That new heaven, that new earth. That means that new rulership, man. That city, that great city, Jerusalem, us, Yahawah Ratazah, we be of that number. Coming down from the clouds, coming to get these clowns, man. So that's the greatest reward, to come and serve vengeance how it's supposed to be served. Not holding no mercy. Go ahead, Ak.
Now this is Revelation 21. Starting at the top, it said, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of power is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and power himself shall be with them, and be their power. And power shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away."
Mm-hmm. So no more death. We won't fear death. We don't fear death right now, right? So no more. It's no pain, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man. We can't even put it into words, man. But I get Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. I ain't never seen nobody take nothing politely, and possess the kingdom forever, ever, forever, and ever. So for you Sakaris, for you IUICs, for whoever talking about Magog or whoever gonna rise up, for whoever talking about well, it's other aliens out there and they're gonna come and fight. No, get the fuck out of here. Alright? Shoot. It ain't nothing else that can stand up to us. Everything will be under us. That means dominion. That's what that is. Rulership, possession. We will rule over everything in this universe. And the universe is forever expanding. So guess what? We will forever expand. It'll be some point, man, where you got over maybe 1,000 wives, 5,000 wives, over 10,000 kids, over 100,000 grandkids. It's going to get to that point. You're going to live forever. And guess what? Your memory is going to be so sharp. You're going to remember all of their kids. You're going to remember all their names. You're going to remember every single one of them. You know?
Mm-hmm. This is Isaiah 64:4. It says, "For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither hath the eye seen, O power beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waiteth for him." So I'm going to get that in 1 Corinthians 2:9, because he quoted that to a good point. He said, "But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which the Most High hath prepared for them that love him." So, I mean, you can dream up the best dream you could ever possibly dream, and it's still pale in comparison to what's going to happen.
Huh? You got it, Ak. Shalawam.
Yeah, hey, real quick, just to touch on something you brought out. They came out a month ago that the James Webb Telescope pretty much just shattered physics, which means that whole Big Bang Theory and Darwinism,
Yeah.
They now have to throw out the window because the telescope just picked up, proving that the Heavenly Father exists. When they went up and they searched the heavens of heavens, out into the what we call the ozone layer, but the scriptures calls it the firmament. The James Webb Telescope actually determined that the heavens have been stretched out, which proves that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi actually exists, because there's a precept in the scriptures that talks about he stretches forth the heavens, right? Where Esau's technology now has been able to pick up through their telescope, and they said that it was what they described as a black hole. Well, it goes far beyond the dimension that our minds can comprehend. So that aligns up with Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, where Yahawah told the prophet Jeremiah that, look, if Esau can search out the heavens, and if he can also search out the depths beneath the oceans, then the seed of Jacob I would do away forever. So that's showing you that no matter what these devils do, you can search out the heaven of heavens. You can search out the depths of the ocean. You can dig all the way down to the cradle, of the earth. You're not going to find out the ways of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That's how you know as well that the true seed of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is still here on the planet Earth. Lord's will, I can be able to do a lesson on that later because I got the video saved, but it just proves that they just found out that the Heavenly Father truly existed, and everything we've been taught from Darwinism concept and the Big Bang Theory is all a lie.
Oh.
And just
go ahead, Cosmo.
Oh no, what you gotta say? I was just gonna hit the scripture.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, so this is Zechariah 8, starting at verse 3. It says, "Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus say Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of his people in these days, there should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power in truth and in righteousness."
Can I break it down?
Hey man, I say we're gonna have children, just like the brother said, man. The streets are gonna be paved with gold. You ain't never gonna have to worry about your children. It says your children will be playing with poisonous snakes and bears and all types of things. You just going around, doing your thing, man. And you women, just like I said, you be saved in childbirth. Let's see.
The spiritual connection with that, Kakuma, that you just said that happened in old time. When you mentioned about how the children are going to be next to poisonous snakes and stuff like that. Now, you have to remember Noah, when he built the ark, how did he manage to get all those different types of beasts on the ark? Because
the Most High gathered them.
Yep, but not only that, the point I'm trying to make is he had that dread of fear on him. You see where I'm going with that? So that shows you, because remember, we started with Adam. Adam was immortal until Eve did what? So those men, the Adamites back then, they had that dread on them, but over a process of time, the Lord removed that dread because, again, in order for Noah to have gotten those animals on the ship, that they would have had to have the dread upon them. So that's an indication, that's a prelude to show you that in the kingdom, that dread is coming back because we're going to be gods.
Yeah, Ayash, that's what he's saying. That fear is going to be on anybody that sees us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why we'll have tigers like we have dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how it'll be. Everything will fear us. We walk in, a heathen bowing down. You know, they don't even want to look us in the eye. That's how it's gonna be. That
Mm-hmm.
terrifying, man. That terrifying.
Yep. Yeah. So, because you know, brothers have to understand what Kakama brought out, which was a beautiful precept, by the way, that dread is going to be on us from the other nations. That's why the Lord said, I will bring you fame and you're going to be made renowned. That's what it means to restore everything as of the beginning. Everything is going to be restored to us. Remember, if one of you brothers can get 1 Samuel 4, I think it could be verse 8, where the Philistines called us gods.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Yahawah was with us, when we were doing the right thing, he put that fear and dread upon us through the other nations. Go ahead.
1 Samuel 4:8. Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness.
So who was the Philistines referring to in that context? They was talking about our forefathers, the Israelites. They called us gods. Now, did not King David say in Psalms, the 82nd chapter, I have said ye are gods and all of you are the children of the Most High?
Okay.
So once again, like even Yahawashi said in what? John the 17th chapter, return unto me the glory that I had with thee from the beginning. That's why he's known as the first fruit.
Yep.
He's the first creation. Him and Yahawah are not the same. That's why in Isaiah the 9th chapter, it calls him the everlasting father, because when you understand our ancient custom, if you were the first to do something, you are the progenitor. Yahawashi is the forefather, progenitor of the elect. It started with him, and then you had the rest of the elect along with the Halalyam back then. So that dread, that fear, we're going to receive. I think Brother Kakama brought it out earlier in 1 John 3:2, where it talks about it do not yet appear what we shall be, but we know we should be like him when we see him.
Yeah, that's it.
So when we're just like Yahawashi, we too are going to receive our glorious bodies. We're going to go back to our first estate that we left.
Says in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
There you go.
It's that Romans 8:17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of power, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Yep. Because I don't know if y'all saw Elder Yashawamba's video correcting IUIC when he went and broke down how Yahawashi was there in the beginning, how he was that angel in the wilderness. When Joshua met him, he told him, look, loose thy shoe because you're on holy ground. And he goes, who are you, my Lord? He goes, I am the chief one. I am the captain, in so many words. And when you go into the Hebrew, it literally tells you that he is the first. That's why he's known as the everlasting in Isaiah the 9th chapter, because he was the first spirit ever created, according to Colossians the 1st chapter. Mm-hmm. That's why Paul broke it down and said in Corinthians that, don't provoke Hamashiach as our forefathers provoked him in the wilderness. What was he talking about? That chariot that guided them out of ancient Egypt, that was Yahawashi. Mm-hmm. That's why he said, I come through the volume of the book. It is written of me. I am from the way of old. That's why when you read Proverbs the 8th chapter, he said, I was there. The Yahawah possessed me from the beginning. I was there. This is what Christians don't understand. That's why they believe in the Trinity. Well, yeah, they're one. No. Yeah, they're one in terms of they're on the same accord. But Yahawashi is not greater than Yahawah. And your mind can't even fathom this. The title that Yahawah is given, he's known as the Ancient of Days. Wrap your mind around there. There's no time with him. That's why he said in Isaiah, I know no other gods before me. Who can tell you what I've told you and it come to pass? Name one power. This is where you get the old Israelites, only Torah Israelites, they bug out. Well, he said that there's no other God beside him, so you guys are worshiping a false idol. No, you don't even understand that breakdown.
They don't.
Not at all. Just one more bit of prophecy for you before you go.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is Jeremiah 23, verse 3. It says, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that I will raise up David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely, and this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that they shall no more say, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
There you go. And that's about to happen very soon, showing you that the people that are over there in the Holy Land today, they're not the people. Because again, it's easy to cut those people by asking them if you're supposed to be in that land, where's the Messiah? Number one, where's the 144,000? Where's King David? Why aren't all the tribes together? Matter of fact, has Isaiah 2:2-4 come to pass? Are all the nations gathering themselves unto you? Are you teaching them the law?
Nope.
So this is, when people don't understand the scriptures, they make these assumptions because they hear these pastors say their favorite precept package, 5 to 10 precepts they read every Sunday, mixed in with a little feel-good sermon and motivational speaking, and then they think that they've been fed and they catch the Holy Spirit. And they rely on the same scriptures that they have no understanding about. Like I had the encounter with the Naphtali guy who came up to the camp, when he simply admitted he is infatuated with Jesus Christ because of his mother. His mother is a religious saint. But every time I kept mentioning about the word prophecy, taking him into the scriptures and asking him, if you believe in so-called Jesus Christ, why haven't you read about the word? You don't even know the testimony. The testimony is the spirit of Yahawashi, who you ignorantly call Jesus the Christ. So you can sit up here and waste my time telling me that you know what Jesus Christ has done for you. That's homie, that's cool. But what about prophecy? What did he say about prophecy? And I'm going to tell you, brother, something. I actually learned something that day when I dealt with him, because I'm like, now I get it why the apostle said, don't even deal with asking questions on what they want to know. Take their ass into prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take them into prophecy, they got nothing to say. When he showed me he had his sword and he read Jeremiah the 31st chapter about the new covenants, because he said, well, the new covenant to me already. Okay, cool. Let's read it. When he read that scripture, which he never read before, you should have seen that man. That man was cut. You should have seen his whole demeanor change. I wish I would have turned the camera on him. Well, you obviously are very knowledgeable. I have to go back and study. It's not about being knowledgeable. It's just you're wasting your time coming up here and you're trying to have a dialogue, but what you are showcasing is you've never read the scriptures.
Contending for your doctrine instead of actually reading what the verses actually say.
There you go. Telling you that man was hurt when he read that. He was so hurt he would not allow for me to go because I was going to pull it up for him in the New Testament. Because he said at one point, "Oh yeah, but that's the Old Testament." It could be the Old Testament, but there's some things in the Old Testament obviously you've never read. That's why you don't understand the New Testament.
Where has Deb changed his name to?
Salvation over secular.
Salvation over what?
Secular. But before you go, just one last bit. It says here in Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter, starting at verse 14, it says, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion." That's that remnant that keeps coming back up. "And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." It says, "Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time." We're in that time where wisdom and knowledge is our stability. "And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land in those days, saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done any more. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imaginations of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. But I said, how shall I put thee among the children, and give thee a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the hosts of the nations? And I said, thou shalt call me my father, and shalt not turn away from me."
Break it down, Cockham.
Hey man, that's getting up out of here from the land of the north. The land of the north being America. And he's gonna deliver us from those chariots, and then when we walk in, he delivers us to our land, which is actually over there. We're gonna walk safely with our brothers, the Northern Kingdom. All the curses will be lifted off of us. You know, our eyes being evil towards our brothers and whatnot. You'll be able to actually dwell peacefully and safely in the land, not having to worry about your children, not having to worry about your brothers and sisters. And you actually be maybe just walking down the street and say, "I've never met this brother before. Let me walk and knock on his door," and we have a little feast or whatnot. So I mean, it's gonna be a time like you can never imagine.
Kind. So you could do your own live now, right?
You want me to?
I'm saying shit. Jump in the rotation.
Hey man, you know me, man. I'm just the beat player.
Man, you act like we not gonna show up. We gonna show up.
I'm just the beat player, man. I only talk for a good 10 minutes.
Bro.
I only talk for a good 10 minutes, and then that's all I got, man.
Tasai, why you gonna learn Portuguese? What? I don't even get you. What? Well, we gonna speak in the kingdom is Hebrew, man. And the brother Deb, the acronym KISS, is something Elder Apostle Gabar always says. Keep it simple, stupid. So just don't complicate anything. Just keep it all simple. As you make it plain upon tables. All right. And I'm gonna get, matter of fact, going on that with what we was talking about with the universe stretching and all of that. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 3. And matter of fact, I want to start up here. Start at 17 going down. "My son, go on with thy business in meekness. So shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before Yahawah." This is why these guys, as you see, certain individuals, these leaders, right? They're riding in on horses. They're wearing all these, bright garments and all this type of stuff. Like just raising themselves up as kings, which they're not. Right? The greater that you become, the more knowledge you come in, you bring. Right? The more humble you shall be, and thou shalt find favor before Yahawah. Yahawashi is the greatest. Right? The greatest. He's our king. But he came in a very humble and low position, keeping it going. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Why? We in this live right now, and we got all these different type of mysteries of what's about to take place on this planet. But you got some billionaire in Amazon that don't understand what everything is about. He doesn't understand anything. Right? The wisdom of the world is foolishness to the Most High. So he's taken them in their craftiness. He's taking them. You can have all this money, but that means nothing if you can't save yourself. You take that C-hip and you unalive. So we are revealed the mysteries of the kingdom, as Yahawashi said. To y'all, the mysteries are revealed. To them, it's not. That's speaking about the remnant. Keeping it going. For the power of Yahawah is great, and he is honored of the lowly, the meek, the humble. Seek not out things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Coming over here, matter of fact, I was looking that up. The earth, the ocean. It says, we know a surprisingly small, and this is talking about Esau. We know a surprisingly small amount about the ocean as of early 2025. Only about 20 to 25% of the seafloor has been mapped out. And as you can see down here, it says we know perhaps around 5% has been directly observed or explored by humans. All right. I'm not going in the oceans. I'm gonna mute you up, Cockam. A lot of noise. But I'm not going in the oceans. It's no point. Right? In this little documentary I've been watching about how the colonizers conquered the Americas, nobody knew about the Pacific Ocean for a long time. Unless you was in China or unless you was in India, maybe, but they was dwelling in the Indian Ocean. They only knew the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. They didn't venture out into Antarctica or, they didn't know about Australia yet. Now, the Japhetic tribes may have known because they're the seafarers, they're the islanders. They traveled on these lands, but it was no point for you to go to these lands. The more Esau knows about, the more it's destroyed, the more it's tainted. You look up Easter Island, where those were Japhetic individuals dwelling in that island. When Esau got there, he raped and pillaged the whole community. Where he destroyed their community. He destroyed their environment. So wherever this devil goes, he will destroy. He's wicked, man. All right. Keeping it going, verse 22. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. What's commanded upon you? Ecclesiastes 12, 13, 14. Right? Keep the law. That's the duty of man. All right, because every deed, good or evil, it will be brought to the light. So that's what you need to do. All right, faith and works. Believe in Yahawashi. Believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Keep the laws and commandments and statutes to the best of your ability. That's what's commanded of you. For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. So I'm not, and I got a telescope, but I'm not like trying to figure out, this and that, this and that, but Esau got this James Hubble telescope and all this, and they trying to take adventures. They trying to go past the firmament, which is not possible. All right, they're trying to venture down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, where they have no business being. They're building underwater bases, which they do have underwater bases. All right, they're doing all this different type of stuff, but this is their kingdom. Understanding that when they can't even take care of home, you got bases all over the world, over 800 bases, but you got homeless people in LA. You got homeless people in Chicago, homeless people in Atlanta. You can't even take care of your home country, but you want to venture out and take care of somewhere else. Apply the littlest scriptures. The scriptures say, take care of your house. If you don't take care of your house, you're worse than a non-believer. You can't even take care of your country. That's your house. That's your main land. That's where you're living at. You can't take care of this, but you want to go to Africa and police them on how to do their affairs. You want to go to Australia and police them. You want to go to the UK and police them. You want to go over here. You want to go to China, wherever you go. But you can't take care of your homeland. That's why they ran, what's her dumbass name? Kamala Harris out of there. Not Kamala, but yeah, it was Kamala. They ran her dumbass out of, I believe she was in Guyana or it was Nigeria. It was one of them. She was trying to bring the alphabet to that country and they ran her out. Don't nobody want to be like America, man. All right? Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Without eyes thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not. A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. What was that movie? Don't Look Up. If brothers saw that, what did they do? They eventually got on the ark and they traveled out of Earth and they landed on a planet. And soon as they got off the planet, they started getting ate by the creatures on that planet. All Esau. Shit was hilarious. But that's what they want to do, man. All right? That's what they want to do. Okay? You want to mess with CERN and open up portals to bring demonic spirits in? Well, that's what you're supposed to do because Yahawah has ordained you to do these things. You know? So, hey, that's it, man. Pretty much, y'all brothers got anything y'all can add, go ahead, and we could get up out of here. I know my wife making that guacamole right now, man. Shabbat Shalawam.
Shalawam.
Shalawam. Bahasham, Barak.
Hey, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Shalawam to you brothers, man. Always facing the east. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, may everybody have, a beautiful Shabbat. All right, and, enjoy your family. Rest, relax, watch lessons, study, and grow, and continue to grow, man. Hey, great Q&A, great pop quiz, right? Great pop quiz, the water, for participating, for everybody, right? And the water for you brothers coming up, breaking bread, always edifying, the water, as always, Kwam Yasharahla, and a Baba ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi destroy this bitch yesterday. Camp day tomorrow. All right, hit the YouTube, tap in, watch camp, pay attention, take notes, keep studying, brothers and sisters. Listen in the background. Continue to grow. We almost up out of here. Shalom.